it's Neesh here. So I wanted to talk about my 1 month lock anniversary. It's been exactly 1 month that I've had my lock extensions. Yay! So let's get into it. So I will say that time flies. That's I can't believe it's already been 1 month since I started my locks with lock extensions. If you don't know, I do have a video about my experience getting lock extensions, and I'll put it in that thingamabob that scans across. But yeah, it's been awesome. Like, I feel so beautiful. I feel like a bad one, and I don't regret it at all. I know it's only been a month, but I feel like you could definitely tell when something ain't hitting like it's supposed to, and this is definitely hitting. So right now I have it in a twist out. I washed my hair on Monday. I did not film it because it was my first time washing my lock extension, so I didn't want to have to worry about the angles and all that stuff. So I just wanted to just take care of it and not have to worry about filming myself doing it. But yeah, it went pretty good. The next time I wash my hair, I'll definitely film it, but I will say that I was nervous at first because I thought possibly that, I've seen horror stories of people's locks falling out, their lock extensions slipping out, and I was nervous. I didn't think that mine would because they feel very sturdy, like they're not going anywhere. The way that Allie installed them, they're not going anywhere. I noticed that a lot of people who have slippage, they typically have the wrapped lock extensions, and because it's wrapped, it's really not as secure as the crochet method, which is what she used. So I shouldn't have been nervous, but I still was. But yeah, so I was kind of like washing my hair, and I was like, okay, all right, it still is okay. And I will say it does get very heavy once it's wet. My sister has locks grown from her scalp, and she told me that when her hair gets wet, it feels super heavy. That's like the only time her hair feels super heavy. So yeah, once that water hit, I was like, ooh, okay. I was like, okay. But this is how my hair looked directly after I got out the shower and washing my hair. So it was straight again. I hadn't had my hair straight since the day I got my lock extensions installed, which was on December 24th. It was really weird to see them straight again because I had my curls the whole month basically that actually it was almost a month. It was like 3 weeks I washed my hair at. I just couldn't wait any longer. My scalp was ready. My scalp was like, girl, if you don't stop playing. So I had to do it. But yeah, it was weird to see it straight again. And now look, it's back to being, now this is like a wave. But yeah, so I basically washed my hair, and then I put oil on it. And I do have a leave-in that I've been using, and I'll share that in a separate video, like the stuff I've been using on my locks. But yeah, so I use my leave-in spray and my oil, and that's it while it was still damp. And then I put it in some twists, which were 3 or 4 twists. It just depended on what section I was in. And I left it in that style for like a whole week, basically. Yeah, it was cute. I could put it up in a bun or whatever. It wasn't a 2-strand twist because I used 3 or 4, but next time I'll probably do two locks to a twist because I want to see if it makes a difference in like the crinkle that I get. But I didn't have enough rubber bands to do that, so I just did, I had about 22 twists in my hair, and it seemed to work out. So I just took these out earlier today, my twists, and I will say the rubber bands, I've seen people with locks, they say don't wrap the rubber band more than twice. But since my rubber bands are old and I've used them for different styles, like over the years, they're like, the elasticity is like widened out a lot. So I had to do some of them more than twice, but I would say some of my locks at the ends, it feels like they kind of, some of the hairs came out a little bit, like they're sticking out a bit. But when I go to my loctician for my follow-up appointment, she'll go through my locks and she's going to do some crochet maintenance. So I'm going to assume that she'll fix these ends. They're not like unraveled, but it's just some hair, like this one, some hair is coming out of it. That's about it. But I think that has to do with the rubber band, because besides that, I've been doing buns and all types of random little things when I had my curls in my hair, in my locks, and nothing happened like that. So I do believe it was the rubber band, but it's fine. Let's see, anything else? Lint. I definitely been getting lint. I actually brush my locks, so I probably will show, I'll have a video of me brushing my locks, but yeah, the lint, it's not too bad, but I did realize the other day that I have some lint in this lock back here, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was in the car and I was in the passenger side and I happened to flip down the visor mirror and I saw it. My hair was in a bun too at that time. So I was like, oh my goodness. So it's probably from me falling asleep on the couch. I do wrap my hair up. Like I have all types of stuff that I wrap my hair up, bonnets. I have a lock sock. I have a silk scarf. I got all types of stuff, but sometimes, you know, if you fall asleep on the couch watching a boring movie, sometimes you know, you don't have anything on your head. So that's what happened with me. I don't think there's a way to get it out unless I do like an ACV rinse or something. I hope that it will help loosen it up, but besides that, I don't know. I did try to get it out. I don't think I got any of it out, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Or once my loctician sees what I'm talking about, maybe she'll be able to do something with it. But as far as I have seen on YouTube, it's pretty hard to get lint out sometimes. I will be coloring my hair soon. I'm gonna get it colored a very dark black, like a natural black color, because I realized last weekend in my bathroom lighting that my hair is very dark and the extensions are like a number 2 almost, and my hair is more like a 1B. So I can tell the difference. I mean, looking in this camera right now, I'm sure you can't tell that there is a difference, but it's not like a huge difference. But I want to color all of my hair so it's just one color, so it'll be closer to my roots basically. What else? I have taken out 2 of my lock extensions. The first one I took out was on the left of my head. It was actually right when I got my lock extensions done. That same day or the next night, I was like, I'm taking this out, because it was kind of, I feel like it wasn't enough hair in that lock extension, and I just felt like I was gonna have a problem with it as the time went on. So I just clipped it right below where I thought my hair fell, and I just combed out the rest. I will say, people who have combed out their locks, more power to you, because yikes, you know, these are handmade, but it's mimicking an actual lock that someone grew out their head, and I don't know how people do it. Like, I mean, it was only this much I had to comb out, but it was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, all right, come on. So I did end up, that one, I did just like coil it, and it was like that for like 2 weeks, and I just make sure, you know, I keep it moisturized when I do moisturize my edges and stuff. But then I decided just to wrap it around a closest lock. So it's wrapped around this lock right here at the base, and we'll see what happens with it. I was gonna see if I wanted to make it its own lock, but I feel like it would be like a really, really teeny tiny thin lock, like a micro lock basically. And this is like a small size. Like, I feel like my parting is actually good for all the rest of my locks, but that particular one, it just was so teeny tiny that I just felt like I had to take it out. And then on this side, it's like the same position basically. This side wasn't really giving me as many problems. Like, it wasn't sore like the one on this side was when I first got my locks. It felt just fine, but when I put my hair up in ponytails or a bun, I just felt like I had to always be really careful with it, and I don't feel like dealing with that. So I was like, I'm gonna take this one out too. So just a few days ago, I actually clipped it again and I combed it out. And again, combing out a lock is not for the faint of heart. But yeah, I took it out and I combed it out, and I wrapped it around this, let's see, is it this one? Yeah, I wrapped it around this lock. So now in the front, my parting is not perfect, but that's fine. It's totally fine. Besides that, I haven't had any problems with my locks. None of them fell out. Like I said, no, I haven't had any issues besides taking those 2 out, just because I just felt like it was just too little hair in the lock basically. The back of my hair is definitely finer, which I've known. So I feel like my hair, you know, it wants to separate from the lock some. So I just wrapped it back around. But besides that, I'm loving my hair. Someone asked me when I posted my last video how often I'll maintain basically, or I forgot how they worded it, but they were basically asking me how long I'll wait before I retwist or whatever. and I said about 3 months. I'm going to shoot for that. We'll see what happens, but I don't want to retwist too often because my hair is not the thickest, and I want it to look as thickums as it can. And you know, although I have lock extensions, I'm still going to have to maintain my roots. I'm going to be, you know, a maintained lock person. I'm not going to go like semi freeform or anything like that, or freeform, but yeah. So I'm going to probably maintain like every two to 3 months. I'm going to shoot for 3 months, but we'll see. But I do plan on washing my hair every 2 weeks, which is how often I would say I wash my loose natural hair every 2 to 3 weeks. If I had a crochet style length, then of course I would probably have it in like 3 weeks before I washed it. It's rare that I could get to a month. I did get to a month here and there, but it's very rare because my scalp, it just be itching, and I definitely you know, moisturize my scalp and all that. It'd be itchy, so I have to end up washing my hair anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot for every 2 to 3 weeks washing my hair, and twisting it, retwisting it every 2 to 3 months. But I'm shooting for 3, but we'll see what happens. I'll give you a close up of my roots. So those are my roots. I would say, you know, my retwist that I got done when I first got my lock extensions, I would say it lasted about 2 weeks or so. So I'm going to assume that's how long it would last going forward. That seems like it makes sense to me. I've heard that that's normally what happens. About 2 weeks in, the retwist is no more. So I'm learning a lot about locks. Of course, I did a lot of research before I got my lock extensions, but I'm learning more. I'm still, you know, looking into it, researching it, because I'm really intrigued by locks. So, you know, I didn't know until recently that like locks, the retwist doesn't cause your hair to lock. In my mind, it's like, oh yeah, well, you have to retwist your hair in order for it to lock. But once I learned about semi-freeform and freeform, I mean, the people who do that, their hair is still locking. It's just free, you know. So, but yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, my hair, I'm so happy I washed my hair after 3 weeks because I couldn't deal. I was ready. I actually was ready 2 weeks in, but I was trying to wait. There's a young lady that I'm subscribed to who used to have lock extensions. She had them like 3 or 4 times, and she said try to wait a month basically. My loctician, she didn't say when to wash them. I could have asked. I forgot to ask. But the way she installed them, I probably could have washed them like after 2 weeks because I know that they were secure. But just from watching the videos of people whose hair fell out, like their lock extensions fell out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to wait. I gotta wait. So, but yeah, that's about it. But if you have any more questions, you can put them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.